you understand why the official called you here, right?
Yeah? But I didn't steal the sword.
Now is not the time to use your reputation like that. If we don't recover the sword, we will be breaking our promise to the Lawfu and betraying the delegation. We're counting on you to find the truth, Official Dahao.
Yes. It's my duty to thoroughly investigate the case. Even though Yunli is firm in her words, we can't just rely on her testimony.
After everything, the sword still got stolen. They should have given it to me from the beginning.
In this case of Gu Yun's theft, everyone involved seems suspicious to some extent. But Miss Yunli is the main suspect. First, during the sword gifting ceremony, Yunli openly expressed her intention to steal the sword. She even mentioned it multiple times. After the ceremony, she broke into the Artisanship Commission and destroyed Arumatons in an attempt to get the sword. The Realm Keeping Commission inspected the arsenal where Gu Yun was stored, and there were no signs of forced entry through the doors or windows. The only possible entrance or exit was a small window gap, just a few inches wide.
If March 7th were here, she'd probably jinx it and accidentally reveal who the thief was.
The box containing Gu Yun was opened and the sword went missing, but none of the other swords in the room were touched. Which means...
Well, I do know about the box and the cursed sword.
Exactly. The suspect had a clear motive and took only Gu Yun. So, besides the ceremony participants, only the delegation members had access to the sword. In that case, why would they return it to the Xianzhou in the first place? That makes sense. The delegation, led by the Knight of Beauty, delivered the sword to the Artisanship Commission. The craftsmen who received it testified that they didn't take anything from the arsenal. Argenti? Oh, that Knight of Beauty. He was with the delegation when they handed over the sword to the Artisanship Commission. You might not know, but he's the one who recognized the sword's origin on Kalevala and escorted it back to the Xianzhou. So, he wouldn't have gone through all that trouble to bring it to the Lawfu if he wanted to keep the sword for himself, right? Master Gongshu checked the work records, and I questioned all the craftsmen and apprentices who were on shift at the time. But I didn't find any suspicious individuals. So, did you steal it? Then stop joking around.
I can prove that he came to me after leaving the Artisanship Commission, so he couldn't have stolen the sword.
To put it simply, not everyone who's seen the sword has been to the Artisanship Commission, and not everyone who might want the sword has seen it. So, the only remaining suspect is Miss Yunli.
Fair enough.
So...
I didn't steal the sword.
Well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. If you want to prove me wrong, you'd better come up with some solid evidence.
Let me gather my thoughts. I need to help Yunli clear her name. Did we miss any clues?
I don't want to make things difficult for Official Dahao. Let's do this his way and prove my innocence. If I can find that cursed sword, I can prove my innocence right away. There's something else bothering me. Why would the thief take the sword, but leave the case behind? Did they melt down the sword like I wanted to? Yeah, maybe. But if the case was too much trouble, Wouldn't it be too conspicuous to carry around the sword like that? In plain sight?
Yes, I received your message yesterday and went to the arsenal to check on it. But when I went back this morning, all that was left was the case. I don't know anything else, so asking more questions won't help, I'm afraid. However, as the Master Artisan of the Artisanship Commission, I've got to clarify something. Even though the sword was stolen, this commission is still highly secure. Wait, no. I just remembered. My precious arumatons were smashed!
Yoon Lee says she didn't steal the sword, and I am willing to believe her. But I know well that Yoon Lee can be impulsive. So if she did steal the sword on a whim, I won't show her any favors. You were with Yoon Lee yesterday, young man. So you have the chance to prove her innocence. Is there anything you need to ask me? No, she was still mad at me, so she didn't come by. If she had come with you, she wouldn't be a suspect right now. After the ceremony, Argenti carried the sword case, and together with the delegation, they were escorted by the Cloud Knights to the Artisanship Commission. The artisan there confirmed that the sword was safely stored. I'm counting on you, then.
If you've found any clues, feel free to tell everyone. All right. Come back.
So, the thief took the sword from the case without picking the lock. Why is this flower petal inside the case?
Who could have thought that the Miekaki vesa would be stolen? And that the prime suspect is General Huayan's granddaughter? Regardless, we've accomplished our mission, and now it's the Xianzhou's problem. By the way, why did that girl call it a cursed sword? It's quite upsetting. That's enough, young man. Now let me get something straight. On Kalevala, this sword has always been highly revered. The first master of the Miekaki vesa slew countless demons and then passed it down to a line of wise monarchs. The monarchs would heed the guidance of the hero spirits within the sword and gain insight into defeating their enemies. What is, Helio? What? Never mind. The point is that the Mieka Vesa did help the ancestors of Kalevala build a strong foundation. It's definitely not a cursed sword.
If you found any clues, feel free to tell everyone.
Thank you. But I'm not sure if I can convince Mr. Dahl
100% sure. Fine. Let me... Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yoon Lee.
On second thought, maybe let me think.
Take your time. My reasoning is solid. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yoon Lee.
On second thought,
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss...
on second thought,
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission.
on second thought,
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one...
on second thought,
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one...
on second thought,
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yoon Lee. Miss Yoon Lee caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun, but you stopped her in her tracks.
on second thought,
Take your time. Miss Yoon Lee caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun.
on second thought,
Take your time. Miss Yoon Lee caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun, but you stopped her in her tracks.
on second thought,
Take your time. Miss Yoon Lee caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun.
on second thought,
Take your time. Miss Yoon Lee caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun, but you stopped her in her tracks. After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun. Wait, you messaged Master Gongshu? I had no idea. Well, that's some solid proof right there.
I know, it's because I'm not talking, and I had myself muted.
However, it only proves the sword wasn't stolen up to that point.
I didn't do it!
After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun.
on second thought,
Take your time. After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee
on second thought,
Take your time. After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to...
on second thought,
Take your time. After bidding
Yeah.
farewell to you, Yoon Lee...
on second thought,
Take your time. After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the...
on second thought,
Take your time.
Okay, this...
After bidding farewell, we haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
I found this in the crevice at the bottom of the case.
A rose petal?
How are you that blind? It was right there!
I must have missed it during the search. But why was there a petal inside the case?
I don't know. But I do know that wherever that Knight of
Argenti,
Beauty
don't
goes,
tell me you took
he
it.
always leaves behind a trail of rose petals that's almost impossible to clean up.
Argenti. Please tell me that just happened to blow in somehow.
My thoughts are a mess. Let me sort them out. The sword case was never locked, which is evidence that only someone who delivered the sword could have done that. And the rose petal was probably left behind by that Knight of Beauty. But how did he manage to take the sword from the Artisanship Commission? Why did he steal it after returning it here?
I don't know,
And
he's a
why
good
would
guy.
he leave that petal in the case?
Ask Argenti, not me. I do not know.
I know. Guyun flew out of the case on its own. The Night of Beauty only unlocked the box to aid its escape.
Yeah, because there's a heliobus stuck in it, which is basically like a evil ghost in non-Honkai Star Rail terms.
Don't be ridiculous. How can a sword escape from a case on its own?
You've never seen a flying sword before?
I've only heard about the Mieka Kifesa being able to fly in legends. But even if it could fly,
Maybe it
why
tried
would
to
the
free
Knight
the
of Beauty
heliobus
do this?
inside? I don't know.
Like I said, the sword contains a heliobus. Argenti must have been under the control of the sword. Maybe he was under its control even before you arrived on the Lofu.
Yeah, heliobi do possess people sometimes.
Official Dahao, where can we find that knight?
Let me see. The docking location of Argenti's ship. The one and only.
Let's go. We've got to find Argenti before...
Argenti, my hubby! I need to rescue his mind. This stupid heliobus sword.
All this free time, why not make the most of it with a game?
Hiccups, you are not helping me. Argenti! Hubby!
I've been waiting for you here for quite a while.
Are you still in there, bro?
Night of Beauty. You're the one who stole Guyun, right?
Wait, where'd the chair go?
Hand it over. You have no idea how dangerous that cursed sword is.
Dangerous? In my humble opinion, the real danger is always the hand wielding the weapon. Yes, I did. As a Drilla's knight, I've sworn to live in poverty, and I abhor theft. I had to leave behind a rose petal in order to keep my promise to Master Guyun and uphold my knightly oath.
What?
What? What do you mean?
I agreed to assist Master Guyun in its escape from the Xianzhou. As the person who pulled it from the stone monument, captivated by its beauty, I must not let it down. I couldn't stay in the arsenal to convince the craftsmen, nor did I want to take the sword like a thief. That's why I left behind a small piece of evidence that pointed to my identity in the hope of an open and honest conversation with
I
you.
cannot tell if you're actually under the influence or if you're just that nice.
Whatever your reasons are, you're planning to take the cursed sword away from the Xianzhou. Hand it over to me.
Back then, it was the beauty of Master Guyun that impressed me, so I willingly embarked on the journey to return the sword. But unfortunately, Master Guyun's homeland is no longer the ideal place for it to return to. As a Knight of Beauty, I must not abandon it halfway.
Argenti, honey, this is not your problem.
Oh no. He's completely captivated by the power of that cursed sword.
At least he's still speaking in the way he normally does. How can you
The
snap him out of
solution
it?
is right in your hand.
Captivated? No, I am touched by Master
Yeah,
Guyun's flawless
captivated,
beauty.
stupid. I love you, but you're being stupid right now.
To be honest, I'm confused why none of you can understand this sword. This is quite heartrending. I've already made up my mind to take Master Guyun away from the Xianzhou.
Actually, I'm not. It's a surprise.
Cursed sword has messed with your ability to think. But I'll break you free from its grip. I'll shatter its illusion.
Kalis, why are you just
And
holding
the
your hand up
sword
like that?
itself.
Fair lady, if you're intent on taking away this person, this sword that is under my protection, please engage me with a fair duel according to knightly etiquette.
Honey, I don't want to fight you.
As a representative of this duel, I, Argenti, challenge you.
Oh, great. A representative?
I swear on the spirit of chivalry, in front of Adrilla the Beauty, that I will represent Master Guyon in this duel. If I win,
Great.
you will allow Master Guyon to leave the Cienjo with me. And if you best me, Miss Yunli,
I beat you
I'll
before
accept
on
my
the Astro
defeat and
Express
turn
a while
Master
ago.
Guyon over to you. Do you accept my challenge, Miss Yunli?
Fine. Let's see whose desire is stronger. Your desire to take it away, or my desire to hunt down all cursed swords. Show me what you've got.
Here we go.
You're not going to use Guyon to fight for victory?
Well, I
yes,
know a
two
thing or
things.
two about swordplay. In a proper duel like this, a knight should rely on the skills he's honed day and night.
You're a real weirdo.
Okay, he's a physical dealer, I remember. This music.
The dice have been
Julian.
cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
SAS,
Sorry,
knowledge,
Abby.
the measure of
I
truth,
attacked you.
and falsehood.
Rules
Okay, maybe I
are
should
made
use
to be
this
broken.
for the sides and then
The flesh wound.
0 points.
Night. Stars echo. No more time.
I'm asking questions.
what level is he? 75. Damn.
Answer me. Fail.
The flesh wound.
Let's make it quick.
0 points.
Sure, I'll play along.
He's about
Spend
to
freely.
attack.
You're fighting a gentleman. Put forth all your might.
Mediocre.
All right. The flesh wound.
Oh.
Rise to the challenge.
Hedge your bets. Ah,
I hope for an end to strife in the world. Resonate all together.
So how are you, Julian? I got my physical attack.
watch your head.
Your answers?
Oh,
Bear
so
with
close.
No dirty tricks, all right.
May song bring us victory.
That's fine.
Let the duel
That's not bad.
confess.
I'm asking questions.
Rules are made to be broken. The flesh wound.
A test. Fail.
The dice have bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. All right.
Get that attack down.
Ah,
Harmony and unison. Night. Stars echo.
Give me my turn back.
SAS, knowledge, the measure of truth, and falsehood.
I know it, I don't want to, but I gotta help get this sword back and he is gone.
0 points.
I'm sorry, Argenti, my pretty man. I'm sorry.
the flesh wound.
I love you, but I'm sorry.
Behold, this symbol of pure. You're fighting a gentleman.
That's not
Pledge
great.
thy loyalty. Put forth all your might.
Ow.
Watch your head.
I'm asking questions.
He's level 75. My team's like 80.
Rise to the challenge.
I should have brought a full physical team or something.
The flesh wound. Rules are made to be broken.
Ow.
Spend freely. The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
I love his music.
Watch your head.
I hope for an end to strife in the world.
Let the
Nice.
duel commence. Put forth all your might. Mediocre.
Ow. Raven's shield does not last.
A test. Rise to the challenge. 0 points.
Let's go.
All in.
SAS knowledge, the measure of truth and
This isn't actually
falsehood.
too bad.
It's on me.
Bear witness. You're fighting a gentleman.
I think he always likes to go for the one that's furthest to his right. Because he hasn't boosted the other ones. Well, he has boosted this. I think it's just random.
Rise to the challenge.
You don't get your
Doors
turn.
echo. No more
It's still my turn.
Answer me. 0 points.
Let's make it quick.
Sure, I'll play along.
The flesh wound.
Tis but in flesh wound.
Confess.
Watch your head.
Put forth all your might.
No dirty tricks, all right. All in. All in.
Never stop thinking.
Finish him off.
For chivalry.
I'm sorry, honey.
I've lost. According to the rules of a knight's duel, I should keep my promise and hand over the sword to you. But before I do that, I hope that you, as the winner, might have the mercy and listen to Master Guyon's past experiences.
This sword has been cursed since the day it was forged. Place it in front of me, and let me destroy it.
Do what she says, Knight.
But
You've done so much for me already. It's time for me to face her alone. I'm weary of fighting. I just want to share my past with you. To explain why I wanted to escape. After that, I'll leave my destiny in your hands. Are you afraid to witness my past, little girl?
Afraid? Well, you do have a different aura from other cursed swords. But you're just trying to use my curiosity to lure me in.
Well, you know best that a single touch won't snatch away anyone's sanity.
Fine. Show me your past.
Can I talk to him first? I want to talk to my pretty boy. Aww. Man, though he's pretty. I love him. Hey, I did not have a booster. That is surprising. Boop. 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 Anyone need heals? No. Let me check the stream time. Only 30 minutes?
It's
Yeah.
already impossible to contact the main Cloud Knight forces. What awaits me will be a long and lonely war.
Follow me.
Is this
Bella
your
Bob.
memory?
It's so cold here. I didn't feel it when I was in the thick of battle, but now it's freezing me to the bone. You're indeed a masterpiece from the Xianzhou Juming. If you hadn't taken control of my body, I probably would have been decapitated in that fight.
Quiet, and stay alert. Boris and Wolf Troopers never give up the hunt.
Hey, just relax a bit. It's been over 300 days since we were both stranded on this planet. The transmitter never rings, so I guess we can't count on that anymore. The people on this planet still use beasts to pull their carts. Obviously, there's no way they can help us fix the star skiff. Looks like we're stranded on this forsaken planet for the rest of our lives.
The rest of a Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. Are you feeling any desperation? All by yourself in this hostile world?
Yeah, a bit. Perhaps.
When things get too rough for you to handle, just leave everything to me. No need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Yeah, sure. If I really can't handle things anymore, I'll leave my body to you. But now is not that time.
Do you really think you can oppose an entire Borisan army with your limited skills? What are you holding out for?
It's true that I'm stranded here. But it seems like that Borisan pack is in the same boat. By the way, Guyan, do you know what a seed is? A seed may seem insignificant, but with careful cultivation and time, it can grow into a huge, unwavering tree. You said that the rest of a Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. You're right. That's why I intend to plant a seed named Resistance here, and nurture it for the rest of my life. I want to show the people of this land how to defend themselves against those monsters. I can already see the seed in the eyes of those people.
You really think you can do it? Why not just give me control, and we can revel in the bloodbath together?
What was the memory I just saw?
It was a memory of me and a Cloud Knight. Stranded on an unfamiliar planet. We crash-landed on a planet occupied by Borisan. Just the two of us.
I can feel that it was a lonely war. Intercepting sword technique!
I'm alive. But all the young people...
They died. They died for you. They died because of your big promises. Promising them a life free from the Borisan. I tasted their despair before death.
We can't stay here. Let's move on to the next village.
Why? What's the point? You and your sorry excuse for an army have been fighting for over 3 decades, and you haven't won a single battle. What you're sowing is not resistance, but despair. This world is hopeless. It's completely infested with packs of Borisan. You've seen their numbers, and you know their methods. And those commoners you've put your hopes in. They just kneel down and worship the monsters devouring their children and families, calling them their Beastmasters. You beheaded one of the Beastmasters for their sake, but they turned on you because they were scared of the Borisan taking revenge. You remember all that, right?
I do. I remember my first death. The Borisan cut off my head. But I also remember that if it weren't for a brave youngster who risked his neck to reattach my head and give me a proper burial, I would have disappeared. I remember everything the people did for me. They left food at the entrance of my cave, fixed my fur coat, and some even joined my resistance. The rest of the Xianzhou native's life is still terribly long, and will be new youngsters who will stand beside me in battle. Time is on our side.
You said it was a lonely war. No. It wasn't a war filled with loneliness, but with despair. So much despair that I don't want to ever taste it again.
I'm leaving.
Where are you going, Your Highness?
I'm returning to my homeland. A distant place beyond the sky. I'm not coming back.
But what should we do with you gone? What if those wolf demons show up again?
They won't, my child. You've wiped out the last of them. But before I go, I need you to do one thing for me. Even though the wolf demons are gone, new monsters will appear in this world. Soon, a demon will appear, donning golden branches and knowing only bloodshed. However, fear not, my children. I'm entrusting you with this sword that's been with me in countless battles. Use the skills I've taught you over the years, and you'll surely defeat that last demon. But that's not all. I need you to construct a stone monument for me. It must be large.
You lied to them. And you lied to me, too.
Oh?
You promised that you'd give your body to me when you couldn't handle things anymore.
Well, this Xianzhou native's life has finally come to an end, my old friend. How about one last chance for revenge? Come and bid me farewell for the final time.
He had long since come to some understanding. It wasn't bloodlust, or anger, or fear. What he had left for you was hope.
They've learned how to fight monsters. But there's still one last monster lingering in the world. Kill it, my old friend. You left me there without ever looking back.
I'm curious. I'm curious what's over here. Nothing. A boatload of nothing. But yeah, this is the very first area in Billabong. At least it doesn't take too long though to get around. That's where we met Sampo over there.
Thank you, my old friend. Heliobi can taste human emotions. How do my emotions taste? My old friend.
A hint of bitter compassion, and a touch of scalding courage. Your heart's deepest desire is to end war once and for all. Now, the war is finally over. Can you hear? Even though you can't hear me anymore, my old friend, I'll do everything I can to bring an end to all conflicts in this world.
So, this is the past of the Kalevalan people's Sword of Heroes? You helped the people of that world bring an end to war?
No, I did not. I am a weapon, and I only became the cause of more conflicts. Countless monarchs of Kalevala saw me as a symbol of kingship endowed by nature, and they waged wars in order to possess me. I grew tired of their wicked intentions. I didn't want to kill for anyone anymore, so I returned to the stone monument where my master was buried. And since then, no one was able to remove me from it.
But you allowed Argenti to take you away?
Because even after all this time, I still wanted my master to come home.
Intercepting sword technique!
During the sword gifting ceremony, I felt anguish when I learned that I would be handed over to the most skilled swordmaster and once again become a tool for killing. My master had engraved his deepest desire into my blade. End war. As a weapon, my purpose was predetermined from the start. I had to become a deadly sword that would relentlessly hack and kill. But once I fulfilled my mission, would I have the right to choose my own destiny like he did? So, I asked the Knight of Beauty to help me break free from this never-ending cycle of bloodshed.
These thousands of years have naturally turned into memories of mine. I think I understand the beauty the Knight was talking about now.
I don't want to be a sword that brings death. My war ended long ago. The years spent as a tombstone were my finest.
I've told you everything about my experience with Master Guyon on Kalevala. And now, I'm sure that Miss Yoon Lee is as moved by the sword's flawless beauty as I was back then.
Even though I had heard the legends of this sword from the delegation, delving into its memories was still fascinating. Yoon Lee, I trust Guyon's experiences have changed your mind.
It wasn't until I held Guyon in my hands that I could sense its thoughts and unspoken words. I always thought a cursed sword infused with a heliobus would only bring rage and slaughter. I never thought someone could leave behind the desire to end war and even change the nature of the cursed sword. My position was too extreme. Guyon is truly a sword of heroes. I apologize to all of you for my behavior. I'm sorry.
Now that we've proven Miss Yoon Lee's innocence and found the sword, should we now return it to the arsenal?
No. I'm still going to melt down this sword. heard your true desires, Guyen. I can sense that you're tired of being a sword, constantly serving new masters and fighting battles you no longer want to be part of.
But being a sword is my destiny. I'm doomed to serve some master and fight battles endlessly. Can the wind choose to stop blowing? Can a cloud choose to stop drifting? No. It's the same for me. A creation with a predetermined destiny.
That's not true, Guyen. That nameless swordmaster shaped his own destiny. So you can too.
I just can't picture my destiny being anything other than that of a sword.
Do you remember when you stood alone in front of the swordmaster's stone monument? People admired you because you carried the memories of the hero. You are no longer a sword. You were a memorial.
Later, as I became worn and weathered, the gentle wind would pass through the hollows of my body, creating melodic tones that echoed in the distant mountains. I became a musical instrument then. I miss those times.
Can a creation become what it wants to be? The answer is yes. I'll grant your wish, Guyen, and transform you into something different.
Something different?
But this is the price for the war dance. If the Kalevalan delegation finds out... Please, say something, General Huayan.
Well, my granddaughter has always been stubborn. Are you really sure about this, Yunli?
What do you all think?
Fulfilling Master Guyen's wishes is the reason I came to the Xianzhou. With the driller's blessing, you could turn Master Guyen into a plow. But as long as it fulfills his wish to end war, I support it fully.
Then, I'll leave it to you, Yunli.
It's been an honor getting to know you like this.
The honor is mine. Thank you, Yunli.
Why the long face, my child? Are you feeling regret, perhaps? You were completely determined when melting down the sword. So, why the sudden change of heart?
Grandpa, I melted down the prize for the war dance. How are you going to explain this to the Lawfu?
Oh? Am I hearing right? This little girl is worried about her grandpa. Didn't see that coming.
If only I'd talked to you from the beginning, Grandpa. Maybe things wouldn't have escalated like this. But at least Guyen got what it wanted. I have no regrets there.
When it comes to swords, you and your father are cut from the same cloth. So, are you planning to continue melting down the rest of Hongguang's swords?
Yeah. Guyen is unique. But the other cursed swords are still too dangerous for anyone to handle. But maybe I'll
be more patient. Well said. Remember what you learned today, because there will be many more situations in the future that will require you to be more patient.
Understood. But what about the prize?
Well, ever since you showed up at the ceremony, I had a hunch. So I prepared another sword as a backup plan. And don't worry, this one has nothing to do with Heliobi.
That's perfect.
By the way, the ambassador from Kalevala and that knight went to Arum Alley. They're looking for a spot to honor the hero. Why don't we go take a look together?
Oh, General Huayan. What brings you here?
Well, my granddaughter was inspired by the heroic legends told by the Mieka Kivesa, so she dragged me here to take a look.
I come from a long line of Kalevala monument keepers. For generations, my family has guarded the stone monument left behind by the nameless hero. Over the centuries, a golden tree sprouted from under the monument, and its branches have never withered. We Kalevalans see it as proof of the hero's existence. Before leaving Kalevala, I took a branch from that golden tree, hoping to plant it here to represent the hero returning to his homeland.
That sounds good. We Xianzhou people don't make coffins or set up memorials, so I'm sure he would be happy to rest here where life is bustling.
The hero had asked our ancestors to carve something into the monument, so I made a copy of it too. While the inscription is pretty worn with age, perhaps you can still make out some of it.
I have drifted far from my homeland and am on the brink of death. Yet, I take solace in having honorably fulfilled my duties. Should you feel compassion for me, kind traveler, please take a handful of soil hence and bring it back to the Lawfu. Mr. Pavo, I wonder if that hero ever left a name in your history.
I apologize, but the hero's epic battles happened long ago, and he did not leave any name for us to call him. But in our mythology, he came from the heavens, and so we call him the Cloud Knight.
Welcome home, Cloud Knight.
Now, you can also rest here, Guyan.
It's only been an hour. Maybe I can try fitting the other one in. The other story.
I'm feeling a bit emotional. I'd like to stay here for a while. Thank you for your guidance.
You're welcome, hon.
I'm truly grateful. By any chance, would you be interested in taking sword lessons with me? Like March?
Maybe not. I have my baseball bat.
Now that my mission is accomplished, the delegation will be leaving the Xianzhou Lawfu soon. But of course, the experiences here will become an epilogue to the hero stories. This golden sapling will become a part of the everyday scenery of the Xianzhou. I believe it's what he would have wanted.
As a punishment for being an accomplice in this theft, General Huayan assigned me to guard this golden sapling and recite the story of the hero and this legendary sword to passers-by.
Lightly.
This is not a punishment at all, and I gladly accepted it. Spreading the message of beauty to the Xianzhou residents is exactly what I desire. However, I plan to leave the Xianzhou soon and continue my travels. May our paths cross again in the vast cosmos, my dear friend.
Let's see. Trying to fit in a new thumbnail. Hi, Smokey. Hi, kitty cat. My cat is here. Hi. Hi. Let's go.
It's still early. Where to now?
But before we continue, let's have a stream break. Feel free to get what you need. Snacks, drinks, whatever you need. And the stream will be back within a few minutes. Okay, stream break over, everybody. Hopefully that wasn't too long or too short. But while I'm here, let's get an ice cream.
I heard old lady.
And some of these. I really do wish more places sold that though.
Maybe you're looking for some psychoanalytic therapy.
Let's see what you have. Yeah, that thing is adorable.
Welcome to Dreamscape Sales Store. Welcome to Dream. Maybe you're looking for some.
Oh.
Maybe you're looking for something.
Oh wait, I want. Restart it.
Welcome to. Are you ready to experience Miss Black Swan's dreamscape? Please close your eyes and rest your forehead on the dream bubble. Oh yes.
Touch.
I nearly forgot. That elegant girl mentioned something before she left.
The nature of this memory is special. Don't ruin the dreamscape experience for anyone else by spoiling the ending.
Here we go.
In my estimation, there is no question about it. This is murder.
Hey, what?
Murder. Such a foreign word to us. The people of Penacony could never come to any harm while under the watchful protection of the family. In a dream, even if you're bashed 1,000 times with a hammer, and worst, you'll still wake up in reality in a hotel.
Not necessarily. Even if the result does not constitute harm, the criminal intent is clear enough. You specifically came here to cordon off the scene because of the unsavory nature of this case, right?
Sampo, you're not actually here. You have to be Sparkle.
You're not wrong. Even if there are no casualties, being smashed over the head with a hammer in the middle of the street for no reason at all. This is not the kind of thing that happens on Penacony. You are guests of the Oak family, so you may investigate the crime scene. I'll be on standby over here.
Just in case there's fresh chats. Nope.
Are you a witch? Just how did you manage to convince them in the blink of an eye that we're some kind of detectives?
Again, Black Swan is so beautiful. Like, she's genuinely pretty. I love her design, period. Especially this here, how her hair just looks so flowy. The design of her outfit. And all the little details like here. Here. Like, this looks like a, colored windows. She's so pretty.
Just some suggestions at the memory level. If something happens in everybody's memory, then that something becomes a fact. If we had a little more time, I could have even convinced her I was Shipe the Harmony. Then, on to the next order of business. Let's discuss your companion, shall we?
You want Black Swan? It only says it's one person here.
Keeper of the Garden of Recollection. I've been watching you for quite some time. You stole a glance at me when you first entered the hotel. You followed me wherever I went inside the dreamscape. In the windows along the commercial street. In the pond water reflections of the Iden Park. Even in the reflections of the wine glass. Everywhere, my dear, do you have a crush on me? Well then, seeing as you're so interested in me, let's play a little game. I left a puzzle for you near OT Mall. Solve it and prove that you're capable of pleasing me. Don't leave me waiting, my dear. Before Penacony gets flipped upside down.
My wife Sparkles here, sup honey.
Catch
AKA
me
his fake Sampo.
and stop me.
There's actually more than one memo keeper who's come to Penacony. She's mixed me up with someone else. But no harm, no foul. The address at the Masquerade was right here. But you never would have thought that when Miss Sparkle mentioned a game,
Or is this
she
a
was
real
talking
sample?
about wanton slaughter on the streets of Penacony.
I highly doubt it, but still.
Such a direct act of provocation is enough to get my competitive side worked up too.
Madam, forgive me. I had no idea about anything she said. As you saw, I went through a brain scan and everything. I'm just a friend, helping her deliver a letter. That's all. I never knew this was actually a declaration of warfare. They say you shouldn't kill the messenger. So, maybe you can just, let me go. You all are the big shots here. I'm really not on your level.
What a frightened look you have. Don't worry. Since this has nothing to do with you, I won't be suspecting you of anything. Why don't you come take a stroll with me?
Oh, seems like I can't escape being an assistant detective. Oh, fine. It's all fine. No big deal.
I like his design where he has hips showing. Black Swan has joined the team temporarily. Oh, I get to get a good look at her design. I love her. She's so pretty.
Discard your worthless destiny.
Her walk cycle's nice.
If there's anything you'd like to know, please ask away.
Regarding the victim.
Who was the victim?
An IPC employee named Shamari. Eyewitnesses reported that a tall, strong man wearing a large robe with long sleeves walked right past Shamari and suddenly assaulted him with a hammer. Shamari collapsed on the spot and woke up from the dream. The murderer vanished in a flash.
Ooh, that sounds just like Sparkle. Her best asset is transforming her appearance to look like someone else.
Regarding the Sweet Dreams troop present at the scene of the crime.
Who are those two little guys?
Seems like the assailants stole the troop from elsewhere and deliberately placed them here. What nerve. They don't even have the slightest consideration for public order. Those two have clammed up. I wonder if you two could help pry open their mouths.
Looks like a puzzle that Sparkle has left behind for you.
I also forgot that she got a mole on her bag because I don't really see her. She does? Oh, look. Regarding evidence at the scene of the crime.
Any leads yet?
This is a developing case, so there aren't many clues yet. All we have to go by are the weapon used by the assailant and the victim's ID.
Yep, that's Sparkle's.
They didn't even take the weapon with them. Sounds like they're trying to provoke us.
Did this happen when we got booted off?
Where's Mr. Shamari right now? I'd like to meet him.
I'm afraid you can't. The Oaks came forward and calmed him down. Mr. Shamari expressed that he understands the unpredictable nature of dreams, and went on to vacation in another dreamscape. Best not to bother him. Guest experiences always have to come first.
Oh, I'm afraid by the time we find him, half of Penacony will have been sent back to reality by Sparkle.
Looks like we'll have to play this little game of Sparkle
actually here. But Sampo's, not Sampo's, Sparkle's alright.
Lady Black Swan, you're here! I'm the constable, and this here assisting me is the bailiff for this case.
Mr. Coldfeet, why'd you do it?
So they can talk after all. Miss Black Swan, they're heading straight for you.
Don't interrupt, I wasn't talking to you. I understand Lady Black Swan has quite the intellect. I'm sure you'll be able to get to the bottom of the Sparkle murder case.
The Sparkle murder case? Wasn't the victim Shamari from the IPC?
You're wrong, Lady Black Swan. The victim is evidently none other than the matriarch of the Goldhammer family, Miss Sparkle Goldhammer.
That's not a thing.
I guess Miss Sparkle has written herself into the skit here, and this has nothing to do with the actual case. Goldhammer? Is that her real surname?
Never heard of it. Sounds made up. Sparkle doesn't sound like a real name either.
Miss Sparkle was supposed to receive 3 valiant warriors at the Goldhammer residence today, but upon their arrival, all they found was her body. Miss Sparkle had been smashed over the head by a hammer and died on the spot. Such a brutal act of violence.
My investigations discovered that the 3 warriors were supposed to escort supplies back to their territory the day before, but they were unexpectedly ambushed by the Annihilation Gang. They narrowly escaped and barely got away with their lives, finding their supplies almost completely raided. So they all shared a motive for killing Miss Sparkle. To escape punishment.
They might have got the rules mixed up, but that might be what happened.
So the 3 of them teamed up to kill her.
Is the case closed?
No, there can only be one murderer. It's not an unsolved mystery if there are 3 murderers. Hang on. Wait.
If you can't justify it, don't bother.
Got it! Those 3 were all vying against each other to be number 2. They couldn't have cooperated on anything. So it must have been one of them acting alone.
That actually doesn't make much sense. Even if they were on bad terms, those 3...
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
I've got the case file right here. If you want to learn more about it.
You can only see it if you zoom in because her hair is so long. It's right there. It's just underneath her right shoulder blade.
Discard your worthless destiny.
That's also pretty right there. I just love the intricate designs of her outfit. What you looking at? Looking at something? I like how flowy her hair is. Like here and here.
Memories seem to be different again.
Lady Black Swan, allow me to introduce the three suspects to you. Lefton, Zhongshan, and Wright. Lefton is one of Miss Sparkle's chief lieutenants, whose right hand was unfortunately severed while he was valiantly fighting off the Annihilation Gang. He's now learning how to write and hold a fork with his left hand. How tough that must be. Then there's Zhongshan. This guy's a coward who ran away as soon as a group spotted some bandits along the road. He ended up smashing into the side of a cliff and getting his face disfigured. It's a real shame, as he used to be one of the rare handsome men left around town. Last of all comes Wright. This guy was so insatiably greedy that he still came back to try and embezzle the rest of the supplies after they narrowly escaped with their lives, lying about how the gang had taken off with everything. Lefton and Zhongshan were so incensed that they broke his legs.
Hang on, I'm confused here. Left on? Right? Is this some kind of joke?
What? Where did you get that idea from? Do you need me to go over it all again?
That won't be necessary. I've memorized every detail.
No
I
wonder
haven't, though.
you're a memo keeper.
Look, an ID card. Talent Motivation Department, Shamari. Is this the victims?
Mr. Shamari's belongings should have disappeared alongside him as he woke from the dreamscape. The fact that this ID is here means Miss Sparkle placed it here on purpose to prove that she definitely attacked someone.
Holy moly! This hammer is super heavy! This must be the murder weapon for the Sparkle murder case.
Miss Sparkle also used it to attack Mr. Shamari.
She also used it to send us off a ship.
I'm barely
earlier.
able to lift this using both hands. I have no idea how Sparkle could ever use this to hit a target.
Momentum, I guess? If you get it up, it's... I mean, if you start going around like this with it, in place, you can make it start going around with you with momentum, but that won't really... But she can't really swing it like that. She just picks it up and slams you with it. So she has to be really strong.
Is that all the evidence? How are we meant to solve this with so little to go on? Oh, you scared me! When did you pop out?
The two pieces of evidence that you found are related to the attack on Shamari. Miss Sparkle didn't leave them lying around for no reason. They're clues to the puzzle. But there are still some other clues that were placed in other areas, so they won't spoil the crime scene.
Isn't that a bit unnecessary?
No. It's disruptive to have a stack of irrelevant things crowding a crime scene. Miss Sparkle is a law-abiding citizen who'd never bring extra trouble to the family.
I doubt it.
Seems quite nice.
We've
of
seen
her,
how
if
she
you ask
acts.
me.
Looks like Miss Sparkle is adding a little spice to the investigation. Let's take her up on her offer then. Mr. Assistant Detective, this way.
We're at the 125 mark. Let's check so far.
Make a wish.
Feeling lucky.
Button.
What's this little device here for?
Don't push it, Lady Black Swan. Whatever you do, don't push the mutually assured destruction button that Miss Sparkle installed. Once pushed, Miss Sparkle and the Miss Sparkle also has her own button. The second she pushes hit, you and the entirety of Penacony will instantaneously go up in smoke.
That sounds like both.
Correct.
Oh.
Aren't you going to ask?
Okay.
Because
This is nuts!
Wait, will my silhouette change? No. Oh, poo. Nope, gotta go this way. Toy.
What's this? A plush toy?
It's cute.
Regardless of why it's designed to look like the conductor aboard the Astral Express, this doll, is it connected to the case?
have you ever heard of something called a red herring in detective stories? It's a fake clue that leads you down the wrong path.
I see. But when it's so obvious, doesn't that defeat the purpose?
That's just in case you didn't realize the ingenuity of Miss Sparkle and were worried about her throwing at a random.
I see. Thank you for your keen insight. Then, let's pretend we were misled by a red herring. This doll, could it be connected to the case?
You don't have to play along that hard, you know.
I like how the closer we get to the wall, the more muffled the music gets. Push.
This notice seems like a hint for us from Miss Sparkle.
To prevent criminals from hurting our great and lovely Miss Sparkle, the Goldhammer residents shall abide by the following regulations from today onwards. All returners and visitors must enter and exit the Goldhammer residence using the facial recognition system. Those who cannot pass through the facial recognition system will be killed on the spot. These regulations are in effect indefinitely. Okay.
That sounded like a story from ancient times. And why did the facial recognition system suddenly go out?
This is so her style, isn't it? Doesn't look like there are any more clues. Let's head back.
Next, should we pin down the identity of the perpetrator? This evidence, I've been staring at it all day, but there's nothing that can identify the perp. Lefton, that guy lost his hand. Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff? I remember this one best. Wright has a broken leg.
Why don't we flip the question and start by asking who couldn't be the murderer? After all, there are only 3 suspects, so elimination could be a valid method.
If you put it like that, then do you already have someone in mind? Tell me, come on. So, who exactly is the murderer? Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff? Right? Oh, is that so?
Poor guy. He was seriously injured and was all wrapped up in bandages to keep his good looks safe. If that's the case, then he couldn't have made it through the Goldhammer Residence's facial recognition system. That would suggest that Zhongshan is not the murderer.
Because he wouldn't have been able to get in the first place.
So, who exactly is the murderer? Lefton, back...
Based on the bailiff's statement, Lefton's dominant hand was seriously injured to the point where he had to learn how to live using only his left hand. Swinging that giant sledgehammer to murder someone, that must be hard for him. Probably impossible. Lefton's suspicion level can be downgraded.
By process of elimination, it seems that only Wright could be the murderer. That was easy. Let's do...
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan.
The murderer is Wright.
You have answered correctly! As expected, you didn't disappoint, Lady Black Swan. Game rules stipulate I must tell you where the next puzzle is.
Huh? The next puzzle? I didn't sign up for this.
Looks like the key to winning lies not in the puzzle itself, but in the motives behind Miss Sparkle's strange behavior. I'm afraid this chase may just go on forever.
I have to remind you that Sparkle is a masked fool? Do you plan on finding logic in the mind
Oh, that
of a
Timbo was a
masked
masked fool too, but I don't know.
That's exactly what I plan on doing. Even if it's just subjective, there must be an overall principle behind the behavior. Memories cannot lie, and hers may just understand more about her than she does herself. Right now, let's follow her train of thought and head to the next puzzle. I hope this time we can get ahead of the Bloodhound family. I want to try and avoid using my Memo Keeper powers.
So why are you so focused on Sparkle's challenge? Or should I ask, are you more focused on Sparkle herself?
Let the show begin.
I told you, it's purely out of a spirit of competitiveness. And, as a Memo Keeper, I also have to fulfill my responsibilities and harvest some interesting memories.
place is a complete mess. And those two weirdos are probably here too.
There's nobody else at the scene. Seems like Miss Sparkle used the same method to send dreamers back to reality. Let's talk to those two there then. Make a wish.
Oh, Detective Black Swan and Detective Sampo, you finally made it! We don't know what we'd do without your help.
Why are you talking like that? Is this some sort of artistic performance that young people are into these days?
Is there something wrong with the way we are talking? Deputy Sheriff, am I talking in a strange way? Oh, of course not, Sheriff. The way you talk is no stranger than the cat that climbs the apple tree in my grandma's backyard.
Huh. The skit this time is a modernist one.
Let's discuss this difficult case then. The victim is a galactic business magnate named Sparkle.
Her again? Sparkle really is obsessed with scripting her own death.
Oh, for the laughter. If you undercut me one more time, I swear I'm gonna kick you in the butt. Miss Sparkle came to the fashion store to buy herself a brand new tie. She didn't come back out. After a long time, the shopkeeper went in to see what was going on, but instead discovered Miss Sparkle's body. She had been strangled to death. There were 3 suspects on the scene, namely a Papashi shopkeeper named Wright, a Foxian gambler named Zhang Shan, and a wealthy Intellitron trader called Lefton.
Again?
Our old friends.
It's not just to aid your memory. We've added more descriptions to help tell them apart. Miss Sparkle is so gracious. Based on surveillance footage, witness testimony, and various pieces of evidence, the killer is ultimately among these 3, and they were not working in cahoots.
You're too lazy to be a suspect, right?
Oh, for the laughter! If I talk any more with you, it'll make my pure soul filthy! Detective Black Swan, the dossiers are over here. You can learn more about the suspects from me. I trust you'll be able to cut through the hogwash and find out who Miss Sparkle's killer is.
Oh boy.
Let me introduce the identities of these suspects to you. It's very straightforward. First of all is the shopkeeper, Wright. He's one of the Papashi people and only stands as tall as Sparkle's waist, which is often a source of teasing for him. He can get pretty salty about it. Next up, you have the merchant Lefton. He wants to join up with the Penacony Trading Guild and is in direct competition with Miss Sparkle. That could be a motive for killing her. Finally, there is the gambler Zhang Shan. He lost a bet to Miss Sparkle, and he had to hand over his family heirloom. It's possible he harbored a grudge against her. That's all the information we have. Do you need me to repeat it?
That won't be necessary. I remember it all.
Well, the first one's an obvious out, because they wouldn't be able to reach Sparkle unless they were,
There's an accounting book
sitting
lying
down
on the ground. It must have been specially placed there by Sparkle.
On the title page is written Chen Katong. Is that...
This Chen Katong person should be Sparkle's targeted victim. And there's the tie.
That skit before said that the deceased was strangled. Is this tie some kind of juke murder weapon?
The tag on the tie reads, only for Imperial Master Lefton. Seems like it's one of Miss Sparkle's personal belongings.
That's not how you use the word imperial. So, it's just like the first case then. Only 2 pieces of evidence. The rest?
Miss Sparkle doesn't want to distract your investigation.
She doesn't want to distract our investigation? What a law-abiding citizen this Sparkle is. Why doesn't she surrender then?
For real. Preach, Sampo. We got the 140 mark. Here we go.
A little stool that seems quite normal. There are 2 small footprints drawn on it in crayon.
The footprints, which are half as big as standard,
Perhaps it's just that this person's...
Possibly. Yeah, I know what I got. There's no enemies here anyway. I think so. Here we are.
What's that smell?
Mr. Sampo, take a look.
Somebody say...
Even among the fools I know, Miss
Have you dealt with many...
No, only a handful. After all, I prefer warm memories.
I want to eat that. Poopy butts. I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
This clock is...
Open it up and take a look.
Here we go. Boop. That was easy.
So there's a ring inside. This is it.
Because this ring was found inside the victim's mouth. We want to reconstruct the scene of the crime.
In the victim's mouth?
Hey, there's something engraved inside the ring. Jongshan. That should be it. Let's head out.
I have to thank you, Mr. Assistant Detective. But the puzzle this time is pretty strange.
Have you found out who the killer is?
Just some shallow intuition. Anyway.
This one's perplexing even for me. Listen till I see victims.
Oh, for the laughter! Didn't think I'd be seeing Detective Black Swan so soon. Was that
pretty much?
You live up to your reputation, Detective Black Swan. As smart as the nest of magpies roosting in the roof of my Uncle Frank's garage.
This guy is mixing up his birds here.
Then go ahead. Who is the killer, and what evidence do you have to prove the case? Good. Then let us appreciate your powers. Okay, this guy, Zhongshan, is a card shark who used to play Get the Koi with Miss Sparkle. He gambled away his entire family fortune.
This ring is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right! What would a penniless wretch of a gambler like Zhongshan be doing at such a fancy fashion store as this? Because he was planning on robbing it. He'd stolen Lefton's tie and was just about to get away when he saw Miss Sparkle, the one who'd stolen his family fortune from him. So who could have known that Miss Sparkle would end up swallowing that ring? All Zhongshan could do was use the tie in his hand. What a tragedy!
First try.
Is something wrong here? This is too easy.
As you can imagine, the conclusions that the evidence points to are not mutually exclusive. Which means, Mr. Assistant Detective, please...
Ah, I see. Sheriff...
Correct, Detective Sampo!
Sheriff, the murderer is right!
Yes! For the laughter, how did I fail to realize this formidable intellect of yours?
Then, right from the start, there was no murderer! The evidence is the ring! Whatever, I'm just spitballing here.
Goodness me! Deputy Sheriff, is he really a genius?
Look, Miss Sparkle has given us a...
I take it so seriously! Miss Sparkle is a masked fool, not a masked genius! If it's a challenging puzzle you want, please go out there and turn right until you get to the Intelligentsia Guild. We're only responsible for... Anyway, since our genius detective Black Swan has cracked the case, I will now share Miss Sparkle's next puzzle with you.
So that's it? This is just going to go on and on forever? We can't do that.
Then I wish you both the best. Oh yes, if you're not in a hurry, I can tell you the answers for some of the outcomes you never chose.
Just as you said, solving puzzles is all just a cover for something else. That girl is toying with us. What should we do now? Just keep getting led around by her?
Truly, Miss Sparkle is a fascinating person. She seems chaotic inside, but easy enough to understand. Like a performer on the stage or child hungering for attention. This game will be over soon. This time, we're going to catch her. Huh. Huh.
Miss Black Swan, Mr. Sampo, you're finally here. I am the famed detective of Penacony, and next to me here is my assistant detective. A murder in a locked room has left us all stumped.
As expected, another change in setting.
Yesterday, my assistant and I were visiting the famed artist Miss Sparkle, and we stayed the night. But this morning, Miss Sparkle didn't come out of her bedroom. The butler, Zhongshan, said that the door was locked from inside, so we ought not to have disturbed her. But Miss Sparkle had never slept in so late. And no matter how hard he knocked, there was no answer from inside. As soon as I heard, I knew something must have happened. So I acted decisively and broke the door down to get inside. The room was covered in spattered blood. Miss Sparkle's body was lying right in the middle, her face white as snow. One look told me she'd been dead for some time. Thinking quickly, I grabbed the artist's canvas to staunch Miss Sparkle's blood, but... alas, poor Miss Sparkle! She's left us now forever! Besides us and Zhongshan the butler, Lefton the cook and Wright the driver were also at the scene of the crime. What would you like to do?
Presumably, Miss Sparkle is now carefully arranging the next crime scene, right? Why don't you skip all this rigmarole and just have a heart-to-heart conversation with me?
Wait up!
Honest kid. I know where you are, Miss Sparkle.
No cheating!
Huh. Mr. Assistant Detective. You seem to be getting anxious.
No, it's... This locked room murder case is pretty fun. I want to guess who it was.
Let's go. Can't keep...
Hey, Miss Black Swan, wait up, wait up! Miss Sparkle has one. Ding-a-ling! Now comes the most exciting and romantic moment in any drama. The audience challenge. Everyone knows that the mighty masked fool Sparkle can change her appearance to look like others. And in this drama, the villain Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. So then, I put to you, which character is it? Also, if you're interested in the locked room case that the memo keeper ignored, you can try out your powers of deduction. I put lots into coming up with the puzzle, so don't let it go to waste. Thus, the masked genius Miss Sparkle has thrown down the gauntlet. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting!
It'll be going on for 152. I don't know how much longer is left. But I'll keep going.
Miss, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Such a crude approach violates my aesthetics of memory. But as a means to an end, I need to put this aside for a more indifferent process.
A trash can.
Huh. Yeah. Huh. Huh.
Huh. Give me a trash can.
There's no weird, sweet dreams troop. Nor is there evidence strewn all over the place. We finally caught up with her. But what's that thing? A Bella Boggian trash can? In Penacony?
Hey, dear Memo Keeper and Mr. Coldfeet. You made it. I didn't expect you to skip the final puzzle. That's on me. All right. Miss Sparkle cares not for the faults of ants like me. Come then, this is the final question. Listen up. What creature has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night?
No murder case this time around?
Sometimes it's nice to take things easy.
I don't think it's any of this.
Seeing as we're in Penacony, the answer is Sweet Dreams Troop, right?
Womp womp. Wrong answer. That's funky, but a wild guess. The correct answer is Sparkle. When sleepy in the morning, she can't get out of bed. She runs about all afternoon in a fluster, so is exhausted by evening, but has to still raise a hand to hold a toothbrush. Poor Sparkle. So naturally she's got 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night.
What the heck was that jibber jabber?
What a cute answer.
Thanks for the compliment, my dear. But you can't try to fool me, seeing as you've just tried to cheat. Wrong answer.
Bye.
Accept your punishment.
Yep.
Retribution will find you.
May song bring us victory. Resonate all together.
What do you want to know? Ill fate descends.
Answer me. 0 points.
Ah.
You fool!
Destiny.
What was this sequence?
Ill tidings manifest.
Say song.
The test failed.
Hedge your bet.
Holy smokes! What's up with this guy? He just came out swinging from nowhere. Huh? No voices? This guy's pretty quiet. Miss, let's hurry up. Flip open the lid and find the girl.
Wait. Don't move. Something's...
Is it gonna go boom boom?
Miss, you killed Sparkle. How is this possible? How can people die inside Penacony's dreamscape? In the Garden of Recollection. What did you do? You did this, didn't you? Killing people in their dreams. Only the Remembrance has the powers to do that. You planned it out all from the start because she teased you and was pranking you. You wanted to kill her. Oh, I understand. You refused to let me go because you wanted to drag me into all of this. If I don't agree, I'll end up just like she did.
There is no death inside Penacony's dreamscape. That's the promise of the family and the blessing of the harmony. Not even a memo keeper can break this barrier. There's no need to take such great pains. If you just want confirmation, I've already told you the answer, Miss Sparkle.
Miss Sparkle? Who are you talking to?
You. Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. Wouldn't that be you, Mr. Sampo?
This? Don't jump to conclusions!
If you want to accuse me of being Sparkle, you have to provide the evidence.
Oh, I'm afraid evidence is a little too hard to come by. So, deduction will do.
The hint for the final question was a little too obvious.
Oh, you mean the locked room murder? I thought you weren't doing that one.
All the painstaking effort that Miss Sparkle put into it. The key to solving the puzzle lay in two pieces of information put forward by the detectives. First, the large splatter of blood at the crime scene. Second, the victim had been dead for some time. Based on my shallow understanding, I can only draw two conclusions. One is that the murderer did not need to create a locked room case, because a locked room always needs a reason to exist. But, based on the detective's description, this locked room did not delay the discovery of the body. There was no third party at the crime scene to frame, and the blood everywhere didn't look like a faked suicide. That being so, the murderer seems to have no reason for creating a locked room. There is also reason to speculate that if the crime scene was a locked room, then its creator might not necessarily be the murderer. As for my second conclusion, it's even more obvious still. When everyone broke into the scene of the crime, why did the assistant rush off to staunch the blood? A trained professional was somehow happily destroying a crime scene just to save someone who's obviously been dead a while. The answer is simple. It's because the assistant detective is the murderer. At the time, I was in such a hurry that I didn't hear the whole mystery. I tentatively speculated that the murderer had killed the victim the night before, but hadn't locked the door from the inside. And so, when he learned this piece of information, he realized that the victim had created their own locked room mystery. That's why he had to rush to the crime scene as soon as possible, to confirm whether or not the victim left any evidence implicating him. And, judging by his behavior, it probably had something to do with that canvas. Of course, this is just a simple mind game. The answer to the puzzle isn't important. Miss Sparkle just wanted to pass on one hint to me. That the murderer is the assistant detective, which means it's you, Mr. Sampo. I've been using this term of address, but it was you who first came up with it.
Has anyone ever told you that you're more like a detective than a memo keeper?
In my opinion, there is no difference between the two. Follow ripples along the surface of the water. Use some abilities and tricks to keep diving deeper, and touch that secret deep inside people's hearts. Salvage it, and protect them carefully. The truth does not lie. Neither do memories.
Exquisite reasoning, and very close to the truth. But I have another answer. Would you like to hear it?
Another answer?
The great artiste Sparkle locked herself away in her bedroom, using red paint to create the semblance of spattered blood everywhere. And that assistant detective who was first on the scene, who confirmed her death, was not the murderer, but rather an accomplice who assisted her in faking her own death.
What a pity. Such a pity. My dear, you were so close to the right answer. Unfortunately, the right answer is Miss Sparkle's body. Sparkle was disguised as Sparkle's body. Ding-a-ling! I won!
Does Miss Sparkle's body even count as a real character?
Why not? Miss Sparkle's body appeared in all 3 of those skits just then.
It's a little bit forced, but it's fine. So, who is this Mr. Sampo, then?
Beautiful lady, I already confessed everything to you earlier on. I really didn't know a thing. I just helped a friend send a letter. That's all.
So I've been running a fool's errand this whole time.
My dear, why so serious? Haven't you been having a great time? I have, at least. You take memories, and I get joy. We get what we need from each other, seeing as we're such kindred spirits, but also such loners. Why don't you come and work with me? Ooh, we can dance ballet together.
Oh? Am I understanding this correctly? A masked fool inviting me to work together?
A show of unprecedented splendor is about to be staged in Penacony. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. If you want to appreciate this drama, you have to stand up under that spotlight as you take the stage and watch the dancing envelop you. Come with me. This is the best seat in the house.
I don't really understand why you're so fixated on destroying family barriers. But, as I said before, a memo keeper can't help you. It's frankly above my pay grade. Also, I don't consider you a loner. Oh, I don't mean him, but rather behind you. The one who hired you to come to Penacony probably doesn't want you secretly linking up with other forces, right?
How did you know?
Memory is like the deep blue sea. But if you try to catch 2 fish with 1 cast, you might not be satisfied with your catch.
So, you mean you're refusing? Memo Keeper, did you think you could just leave?
Why not?
My dear, I don't want to scare you. You'll know the answer sooner or later. We're just getting to know each other a little today. If you ever change your mind,
come find me at the tavern. That is, if you can find me. Let's go, Sampo? Sampo. Who is Sampo?
This is Bellabog, right?
I said, why not? Don't worry. Such a crude approach violates my statics of memory. So once you leave my sight, you'll be able to remember everything again. And also, I'm sorry, my dear. My dream dance partner? I've already got sights on someone else.
Let me guess. Acheron.
What a special dream this has been. Did you notice its nested structure? Being part of a play inside the dreamscape, it's as weird and captivating as being in a dream within a dream. That's the end, doesn't it? I noticed that the people in your dream were familiar to you. It's what things in our dreams cannot be trusted, let alone in someone else's dreamscape. If there's
Really? I wouldn't do anything to her.
Don't worry about that, Memo Keeper. Let's talk about my thing. I've helped you out with everything you've asked, as
She's
agreed.
not a memo keeper. Sampo,
Shouldn't you give my mask back to me now?
Since when did the masked fools suddenly start respecting agreements? Just kidding. I loved seeing that look on your face. Take this key to the tavern cellar, third barrel on the left. You never saw me. But Sampo, after all this time, what made you suddenly want to take back your mask? This doesn't seem like the Sampo I know. Let me guess. A catastrophe is coming to Urello 6.
Well, no comment about that. But I love that line you said. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. That really makes sense. Sometimes even an old-timer like me feels like taking the stage and making a fool out of myself.
If you're all out of options, please get in touch with me. I'm the kind of person who values friendship highly.
Forget it. You'll be doing me a favor if you stay away from Bellabog. After all, the elation that Miss Sparkle seeks isn't something old Sempo can stand by. Go tell Giovanni I said hi.
Giovanni? That's the same name as
Fine,
Giovanni from Pokemon.
I'm just spitballing here. Don't take it so seriously. Why so serious?
Now is it over? No! No! No, what have I done? No! Please don't come back. God damn it! Jillian, why did you not warn me?
Welcome to
Can I buy it? No. Oh fuck. I guess that's gone. But I guess that's it for that. $2.11. I guess we could do these. I can't breathe that fast. Hang on. That's enough. Oh. That's good. Boo. About the fake black swan. That's what I mean. I'm not accepting this because this would be accepting a quest. And I'm not doing that right now. But I'm gonna restart the stream and do this, followed by this, because I need to continue this. I should have finished this actually. I actually might do that first. I could always just do the other one later. Because I've been putting this off for a while. Wait a minute. Oh. Then thank you so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you wish to see more. And I'll see you all in a few minutes once I restart the stream. But for those who aren't gonna be watching, I hope to see you next time. Goodbye!